Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News. You're with me, Sarah Fonseca. But before we head into our stories, first we'll take a look at headlines in detail.
Request by Gotabaya Rajapaksa for acquittal from the avant-garde case rejected. Audit report reveals weak management caused irregularities at Sri Lankan Airlines. Maldivian Supreme Court orders retrial of former President Mohammad Nasheed and other opposition politicians. Water Board employees launch trade union action over salary anomalies.
The Colombo High Court has rejected an application made by Gotabaya Rajapaksa to acquit and release him from the avant-garde case.
The case was filed against the former Defence Secretary and 7 others by the Bribery Commission at the Colombo Magistrate Court. The case charged them of causing the government a loss of 1,140 million rupees by permitting avant-garde to operate a floating armoury. The case has been filed by former Director General of the Commission to investigate allegation of bribery or corruption Dilukshi Dias Vikramasinghe. Gotabaya Rajapaksa filed application against the case, with High Court claiming Dias had not obtained written approval from the Commission to file the case and her actions were illegal. However, the Justice pointed out the Director General of the Commission and the Commission itself are considered as one body. The Commission written approval is not required to file the case. Therefore, Rajapaksa's application was rejected and the High Court judge ruled the order issued by the Colombo Chief Magistrate is legal.
Auditor General Gamini Vijayasinghe says weakness in the management of Sri Lankan Airlines attributed the irregularities are marked the national career.
Chairman of the Customs Officers Union, Lal Virakon, said they had raised the issues with the authorities, however they did not receive any solution. Speaking to Newsfirst, Customs spokesperson Sunil Jayaratne said ministerial level discussions have been planned to resolve the matter.
The employees of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board went on strike at 9 this morning. The strike is due to end at 1 this afternoon.
The trade unions are striking over various issues, including salary anomalies. The employees have not undertaken any office activities, public services and daily maintenance. The general public who arrived to pay their water utility bills were also unable to do so. When Newsfirst contacted the General Manager of the Water Board, Deepthi Sumanasekara, he said all the employees of the National Water Board have joined this token strike. However, he emphasized that the water distribution process will continue as usual. Sumanasekara said the board will be arranging a meeting for the trade unions to discuss the matter with the subject minister.
Salary anomalies are also the cause of custom officers to rule trade union action. Speaking to Newsfirst, Customs spokesperson Sunil Jayaratne said ministerial level discussions have been planned to resolve the matter. With that, we move on to more local news. Residents of the Kondagalvatta village in Gaul plead for the reconstruction of a bridge which has fallen into dangerous disrepair.
This bridge is being used by around 350 villagers travelling between Udugama and Nagoda Kondagalvatta village. Villagers claim that the bridge that was constructed to cross the Kambilipalama lake has not been maintained for a long time and it is now dangerous.
If someone gets ill, we will have to carry the person for a long distance and take them to the other side of the lake. We cannot take them on bicycle. The bridge is that small.
The villagers laid the foundations to construct a new bridge 2.5 years ago. However, construction stopped shortly after it was began. School children are also at risk.
We have to travel around 9 kilometers in the morning and evening. It is difficult for us to concentrate on studies. We are asking you to rebuild this bridge as soon as possible.
We don't need anything else. We just need the government to reconstruct this bridge for us. Children are falling. There is no way of travelling on this bridge in rainy seasons.
The villagers are requesting authorities to take measures to reconstruct the bridge.
Police arrested a man for attempting to bribe the OIC of Peruwala.
The suspect has attempted to bribe the OIC with 25,000 rupees, requesting measures be taken to release a van that was seized for transporting cattle illegally. The van was produced in court after it was seized. Police said the suspect, a 35-year-old from Berula, will be produced in court today.
Before we wrap up news for the day, let's have a listen to some views expressed in the political arena ahead of the local government elections.
The central bank was looted 20 days after Anura Dissanayake was appointed to the Executive Council to nab the rogues. The Prime Minister is indeed the brains. Until then, nobody in power, including presidents, ever imagined they can loot the central bank. Only this man's brains thought he could loot public funds from the central bank treasury bond auction. That is an English-style theft. Can anyone understand that matter? Anyone would understand theft when you say a person siphoned off money from road construction.
We are prepared to award Mahinda Rajapaksa the award for the best actor in this country. Take a look at the drama in Udagama. He brought crowds from all over. How many from Udagama went for that meeting? There was a bus from Akurasa, Matara and even Kalutara. At every junction, those buses stopped and asked directions for Udagama. The crowds for that meeting were brought in from elsewhere.
When you are reprimanding us, be very mindful of what you say. The rice we eat was grown on the soil of this land. Today we are forced to eat imported rice. They have ruined the paddy lands and taken this country into such a worrisome state. Their program aims to build a society that fills all paddy lands in the country. The time has come to be against that.
The middle class vanished from this country during his time. 80% of the population were poor. There were times children were asked to eat dry fish and tamarind. During that time, Mahinda Rajapaksa only thought about himself and did not have time to think about other sectors in the country. His mind was filled with other forms of entertainment during that time. He did not know what was happening in the country.
The economy did not collapse because of Mahinda Rajapaksa's leadership. It fell because of the central bank theft, and that is why there are many taxes and prices of goods have increased. They called Mahinda Rajapaksa a thief and investigated for 3 years. They even appointed commissions. They lied all along. Do you believe that our limbs are bound?
Let's assume the UNP is defeated at the elections. Will Ranil Wickremesinghe leave with his associates? No, it will not change. We have come to an election where we will elect representatives who are accountable to the village. When you voted earlier, the ballot paper was very long. There were a large number of symbols, including bananas, coconuts and others. What a waste it was. We have created an era where such a waste is being stopped.
ඒ නාස්ති කරන ඡන්දකොළ හදන යුගයත් අපි නැති කරලා දුන්නා.
අපි මේ ගත කරන්නේ 21 වෙනි සියවසේ.
We are in the 21st century. People living in the 21st century are not fools. The people have already taken a decision regarding both sides that dragged this country to the bottom for 3 long years.
මේ ඩබලටම උගන්නන්න තීන්දුව.
Well, this is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. Do join us again at 1:55 with the very latest.